Hey everyone, in this video I will be showing you how to post a list of data in Flask with MySQL database. So let's get started. So I have already written the code for connection with Python, Flask and MySQL. If you want to watch that, you can just click on the card that is appearing on top, because in this video I will be showing you how to post a list of data alone. So before that, let me explain you the code. Here I am importing two libraries, which is Flask as well as MySQL connector. I am creating the Flask variable, which is called as app. Next is the connection variable, which is called db, and inside that I am passing the host name, username, password and database. And these are some of the operations that I have already done. Yeah, and at the bottom I'm having the main application, and app.run just starts the application. So now let's begin. So it's going to be app dot route. Here we are defining our path. Let me have it as post list, and methods is equal to post, because we're just going to perform a simple post operation. We're just going to loop the entire list and we are going to perform the post operation. It's going to be post, and just come to the next line. It's going to be the function name, and let's just have it as post underscore list, and basically we will be passing the entire list from our postman, and the list will be something like this. Here you can see I'm having a list, and inside that I'm having objects, JSON objects of name and mark. The reason why I'm having name and mark is because in my DB, as you can see here, I'm having ID, name and mark columns in my table. So ID is auto generated, so I'm just passing the name and marks value in this list. So this is how our list will be. It will be having multiple elements as JSON or object. So this is how it should be. So it's going to be request data equal to request.json. so make sure that you are importing this request from Flask. Just have it like this. And next one is going to be the cursor object, cursor equal to db dot cursor. And next thing, we will be having our query. Okay, simple insert query equal to insert into your table name. In my case, the table name is students. Let me just copy this, your table name, and within that you need to pass the column name comma mark. So these are the columns that I am having in my table. If you want to do in your style, you can do it, up to your choice. And next it's going to be values and space percentage yes comma percentage yes. So first one corresponds to name, second one corresponds to mark. All right. And next we will be using the for loop. So basically we will put this query inside our for loop, and then we will insert the data from this request data. Okay, we will be iterating this request data, then we will be extracting the name and mark, insert it, extracting the name and mark from the second JSON, insert it from the extracting the name and mark from the third JSON, and insert it. This is how we are going to do it. So it's going to be for student in request data. Basically the request data corresponds to the list. Okay, and inside that we will just have name equal to student dot get, then single quote it's going to be name, and in the next line mark equal to student dot get mark. So this name, the reason why we are having the name within single quote is because this name directly corresponds to this key over here, and mark corresponds to this key over here. So that's how we extract the name and mark. And finally we need to execute the query. For that we'll be using the cursor object, which is from our connection variable db. So this one db, using the cursor object only we will be able to execute queries. Execute, and it's going to be query, this query comma, within circular bracket you need to put name comma mark. Okay, and make sure that you don't change the order, because first percentage yes is for name, second percentage yes is for mark. Okay, and after this just come outside the for loop. This loop will run 3 times because we are sending a list of 3 elements. Okay, so it will run 3 times in this case. and here it's going to be db.commit to save our changes permanently. And after this we can just close our cursor object.close. And final thing, we can just send a message as a response. It's going to be return JSONify, which we need to import from Flask. Yeah, just import JSONify and curly bracket. It's going to be message, and you can just have list posted, anything, whatever you want, and at the end you can put a comma and add the status as 200, which is successful. So that's basically it, guys. I'll just save it and just restart it. So 5000 and the path is post list, so I'll just go to my Postman. First thing, make sure the operation is post http:/localhost 5000 and put your path over here. And now go to body and change this to JSON, raw and JSON. Okay, and here just have something like this. So this is a curly bracket, and say that you're having name, value, mark, and its value. All right, so this depends basically upon your table structure. I'm having this way, so I'm just going with this way. So let me just go with some values. I'll just have it as list 1. I'm just putting a random name, list 2 something, and let it be something. Okay, so if I send it, okay, we are getting not found. And if I go to the code, and the reason is because I didn't put the at over here, so it's going to be at app inside your post list function, and just restart it. Yeah, and same thing, no changes, and 200. And here you can see I'm getting the message as list posted. And if I go to my table in the database and run it, if I scroll here you can see list 1 780, list 2 80, Sam Wilson, and the ID gets auto generated and the exact same value 780 and 69. So this is basically how you post a list of JSON in Flask by using MySQL. I hope you have found it useful. Do check the playlist of my channel. I've done a lot of videos in programming and AI tools. Subscribe me. Thanks for watching.